All right, YouTube, this is Detroit's HPTV coming at you with another video on this early Wednesday morning. And we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the Democratic Party and they black puppets. Now, the Democratic Party, when you look over there across the aisle at them, you would think ain't nobody over there but black women. Is there, is it the party of just black women and the LGBT community, or is it a serious political apparatus that you can rely on? Because unless you've been living under a rock politically, you have to look at their performative shenanigans and just shake your head. The idiocy of it. Now, I got two clips I want you to see. And let me explain what these two clips are going to be about. The first one I'm going to show you is Nicole Collier, the Texas congresswoman who left and went on a free paid vacation at the taxpayer expense to avoid voting in a quorum, which was her official duty, came back to Texas after Governor Abbott said that he was going to arrest them and remove them from their seats. Now, the reason they left is because they know they couldn't win a vote because they were outnumbered. They didn't have the numbers. So they didn't have enough numbers to win. So they said, we're going to just run away and we're not going to even vote. And if you're a Democrat, it's like saying your team, your favorite team, is going to go to the Super Bowl. But since you don't think, since the team doesn't think that they can actually win, they forfeit the game. So they tried to forfeit their own vote in a quorum because they couldn't win. So they went to these hotels. They went to Chicago. They went to New York, stayed in these lavish hotels, only to come back with their tail between their legs. Now, Nicole Collier, she said that she was sleeping in the Capitol because she wouldn't sign a paper that authorized her to have a police escort to make sure that she would come back and vote today, which is Wednesday. So they praising her because it's performative. She probably didn't want to go home and see her husband and her kids. I don't know. Because it's insane to say, I don't want to be here, but I'm not going to leave because you're going to give me an escort. So I'm just going to stay in custody. I'm not going to go home. It's the idiocy of the Democratic Party that you have to look at. And then I'm going to show you the clip of Michelle Wu, the mayor of Boston, a Chinese lady. She's a Chinese lady. And she's talking about her country, her state, and American culture. And I don't know about the rest of you. Aren't y'all tired of seeing these foreign nationals in the government making decisions that harm us? This is a Chinese lady refusing to deport immigrants and work with the federal government as a token show of strength, even though it hurts the whole country. And it's like, I thought y'all said that China was a threat. So you have Chinese mayors, you got Zohran Mamdani in New York, the Islamic socialists, and Omar Fatef, and Talida Rashid, and Ilhan Omar. The Democratic Party is ran by women, foreign nationals, the LGBT community, all on a payment plan from Soros. And in this, you don't see the idiocy of it. To think about this, these foreign nationals from enemy countries, because y'all do consider China a threat or enemy, right? Y'all also consider the Islamic Arabics a threat. And they're always talking about black-brown coalition. There is no such thing as a black-brown coalition. Let me tell you firsthand, Detroit, Michigan has the largest Arab population in this country. And guess what? They are one of our biggest enemies here in Detroit. They are one of our biggest enemies and threats. So I'm going to show you these two clips. And when it comes to Michelle Wu in Boston, being the mayor of Boston, I bet you Paul Revere rolling over in his grave. Remember Paul Revere that rolled through Boston saying the British is coming, the British is coming? Well, I know he rolled over his grave because he would have never expected that the Chinese are coming. The Chinese are coming. That's how ludicrous and insane that the Democratic Party has become. And they've definitely dropped the ball because black people are abandoning the Democratic Party in droves. You would think that they would recognize that we don't want the types that you keep putting in front of us saying they represent the black community. We don't want sassy Roland Martin, Don Lemonhead, bug-eyed Hakeem Jeffries, all these weirdos saying they represent us and represent our interests with their performative, race-baiting, idiotic agenda. What plans they have for our children in the country. Thank God Kamala didn't win. And then, ironically, Camala Harris set down her drink so she could weigh in. So I'm going to do a reaction to Greg Foreman's video and another video. Bear with me, and I want you to see the idiocy, and I want you to see what that party has come to. And if you still over there on the left, you may have to ask yourself, what's wrong with you? So without further ado, this is for fair usage under the 1976 Copyright Act for education and commentary. Let's check out Nicole Collier while she's being detained at the state capitol, even though she's a congresswoman. Oh, and the most revealing part about it is Jasmine Crockett, the superstar, hot girl summer, city girl. Guess what she did? She abandoned ship. One thing about Jasmine Crockett, she is an opportunist and she knows how to get out the way. With all that loud, sassy, jazzy talk, she knows when to hold them and she knows when to fold them because she abandoned ship and left this sister here out here on her own. Let's check it out. In a moment in the history of our country where it is so lacking. This is when Camala Harris calls her. When, Camala Harris was somewhere, probably drinking. You know how Kamala is. Drinking and eating curry chicken, you know what I mean? So she calls in to encourage this idiotic lady who's sleeping in the state capitol talking about she's a hostage. You can't make this up. In a moment in the history of our country where it is so lacking in those who should have it, and you really are inspiring so many people. And I just want you to know that you are among those who history will reveal to have been heroes of this moment. So you just stay strong and do what you are doing. You have the right instinct, you are talented, and you are principled. Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me. Oh, I got to interject right here. And I promise, I'm just going to let it play out. But have y'all ever seen that movie with Viola Davis, The Help? When she was telling the little girl, you are special, you are perfect, you are beautiful. When she was giving the little girl that speech, this is what Kamala just did to her. You are right. And the community that I represent, that you care. You took the time to pay attention to the people. And that matters. It really matters. Thank you. Thank you. To all these people who are calling Texas Democrats weak for folding and going back to Texas. Oh, this the other liberal woman right here. Rolanda Martinez. This is his girl to be on his show. Watch how ignorant she is. See, these black women that they put in front of us are the main ones that black men don't want to see. They're loud, angry, entitled, disrespectful, like a baby mama from hell. Listen to her. Where's your gangster card at?
Because last I checked, a black woman has been held captive on the House chamber floor in Texas for over 24 hours. So where are you gangsters at to go down there and demand that she be fucking released? Last I checked, it was 3 people last night who were arrested. I thought all y'all was fighters and they should have folded and we need fighters and we need people to put their...
Who the hell is she even talking to?
Many people, but y'all got all the answers for what these individuals should do. And yet we saw a black woman unprotected overnight being held captive. We saw the motherfucking leader of the Republicans who put this order in go home and sleep peacefully. Republicans are paying no consequence for the terror that they are raining on these Democratic lawmakers.
If you have 20K or more in XRP, you're literally giving up $500 per month.
Republicans in Texas are holding a black state lawmaker captive in the Capitol building.
Oh, this wouldn't be a show without the sassy white liberal that loves black women. You know, there's always a sassy white liberal, you know, that wants to identify with the black experience. So check him out too.
Republicans had insisted that all of the Democratic state lawmakers sign a piece of paper saying that a Gestapo agent could follow them around to make sure they didn't leave the state again before they could gerrymander the maps. And I guess all the other Democrats signed it, which is pretty cowardly move to leave the black woman all alone by herself in the state capitol with the fucking Gestapo Yahtzee party, okay?
What is happening right now to Democratic Representative Nicole?
Oh, now, of course, it wouldn't be a total show without the immigrant. I hope they go round him up because he can't be born in America because he can barely speak English. Listen to him.
Nicole Collier in Texas should worry everybody because it is one step further towards the Trump dictatorship in the United States. And it should make you very concerned. As many of you already know, the Republicans have been trying to pass a gerrymandering bill, and Democrats blocked it by leaving the state, not having them able to achieve quorum. And because of that situation, they were crafty about it. And white supremacist piece of shit, Dustin Burrows, the Speaker of the House for the Republicans, decided to put out a document that Democrats had to sign in order to voluntarily submit to being surveilled by Capitol Police. And the brave Representative Collier said, hold my fucking beer, you're not gonna do that shit. I am tired of bowing down to you white supremacists.
Boy. So we got to talk about woke black Texas Democrat Representative Nicole Collier, who is now making national news headlines because she is locked up in the Texas Capitol due to the fact that she refuses to leave the Texas Capitol with a police escort. Now, the reason why she's required to leave the Texas Capitol with a police escort is because she was a part of the fleeing fugitive Democrats that ran to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the country, in protest of gerrymandering in Texas. Okay, that is the logic behind what Democrats did. They made fools out of themselves. They looked really stupid. They lost, and then they returned back to Texas while pretending as if they won something, right? When they really didn't win anything at all. Texas is going to be redistricted, and it doesn't matter what they do to stop it. But you got to make sure that these people at least stay in the state, right? So that they can continue with pushing for redistricting, okay? And that is why they're required to have a police escort on the way out. And this woman is refusing the police escort. And because she's refusing the police escort, she can't leave. So she's locked up, right? Due to the fact that she's refusing a police escort. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
This morning, Texas Democratic lawmaker Nicole Collier is waking up locked inside the state capitol. She's been there since Monday afternoon because she refused to sign a permission slip for a law enforcement escort home.
As you can see, it's empty in here.
Just outside those locked doors are crowds chanting, "Let her out." Collier was one of...
You know what's so amazing about Democrats is how they will do things to themselves and then they'll turn around and protest being a victim of what they're doing to themselves. Because let's be real, Republicans didn't lock her up. She locked herself up. they required that, hey, you need a police escort in order to leave because you're likely going to flee, right? There's a chance you're going to try to flee the state. And she's refusing. So I just want people to understand, okay? They're not saying that she can't leave, okay? They're just saying that because you are a representative, okay? You're a state representative that has shown that you are likely to try to flee the state, right? In order to not do your job, we have to make sure that you're held accountable and that you show back up for work or be arrested. And her refusing to have that police escort is her doing it to herself, right? And she's doing it to herself because she knows that this is going to get national headlines and is going to help Democrats bring more attention to fundraise off of this issue. That is the goal of all of this. All of this is just straight up grandstanding and virtue signaling from Democrats. Classic Democrat propaganda.
Of more than 50 Texas Democrats who left the state for 2 weeks, attempting to stop a vote on new congressional maps designed to favor Republicans ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. The Texas governor had played hardball to try to get them back, threatening absent Democrats with steep fines and arrest. But after stalling the Texas House for 2 weeks, many of those Democrats returned on Monday, greeted by cheers as they walked the halls of the Capitol. With the Democrats back, the Texas House of Representatives finally has a quorum, making it possible for Republicans to go forward with their plan to redraw the congressional maps.
A quorum is present, and it's time to resume the work of the people of Texas sent us here to do.
On Monday, the Republican House Speaker announced that all lawmakers who left the state still face civil arrest warrants, and the doors of the House floor would lock them inside unless they agreed to leave with a police escort. Those officers would also ensure lawmakers return Wednesday when the House is next in session. But Collier refused to sign the document agreeing to the police escort, instead remaining inside the State House.
I'm tired of being pushed around and told what to do when I disagree with the actions of our government.
In a show of unity, two of Collier's Democratic colleagues joined her overnight.
Now, they could leave, but they...
My heart rate just went up thinking about the day I was perma shut down on A2B. And I got...
are standing with me. As
Now, let me tell you, she said they could leave. This tell you how fake these Democrats are. They can leave, but they just came back to sit and talk with her, and they brought their escorts back with them. This performative type of politics is insulting. They really think their constituents are dumb. They think they're dumb. This is all nothing but a fundraising stunt because they know they're not going to win. They have no power. So why not go for the money? Big bucks, no whammy. We don't have no power, so we might as well continue to fleece our constituents.
well, because they're tired and fed up as well.
Well, they should have rejected the police escort too, right? It was really about that life, but clearly they're not. Again, all of this is grandstanding. Okay, all of this is just Democrats trying to play the victim card. Oh, woe is me. They're locking up a black woman. This is how they're treating her. Look how the white man is being so evil to black people. That's what this is, right? Because when they are asked about, well, why exactly are you doing this? They don't have a good answer, right? It is not unreasonable for the Texas Republicans to require that they leave with law enforcement because, again, they have shown that they will run away. They will run away from doing their jobs, right? You're legally required to do your job, okay, as a lawmaker. You just can't run away, run off the job like these Democrats did.
Representatives is expected to vote tomorrow on a GOP proposed redistricting map. While Democratic lawmakers have returned to the state this week, one state representative is refusing to leave the Capitol. Representative Nicole Collier has been at the State House in protest since Monday when she rejected a police escort that Republican leaders imposed on lawmakers who participated in the 2-week walkout. Representative Collier joins me now. Thanks so much for being with us. And how are you holding up?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear the cheers in the gallery out there, but there is a crowd of people cheering and yelling, "Let them out," because I have just been joined by several of my Democratic colleagues who tore up their permission slips and said that they will not be held captive by the Republicans, and they're going to join me tonight and protest to this unreasonable, unnecessary, and harmful detention that I'm under.
Yeah, unnecessary, unreasonable, harmful detention. Democrats are claiming they're being held captive, even though they're not. They're holding themselves captive, and then they're pointing to Republicans and saying, "Why are you not letting me out?" when they're the ones that are locking themselves up. Again, I hope that people see through this, right? I hope that people see through what yet again is another desperate stunt from the Democrats.
So tell me why you're doing this.
Listen, when I heard, I've been elected to represent the people of House District 95. They sent me down here to fight and push back against bills that are harmful to our community. These maps that are rigged to have the outcome that Trump wants are harmful to my community. They will take away the voice of my district once these maps pass. So my district, I know that it's in my heart what I've been directed to do by the people who elected me. And so when I heard that in order for me to have my freedom, I had to agree to exactly what they wanted, which was for me to agree to be released into the custody of DPS, I said, no, I won't do it. I refuse to comply with this unreasonable, un-American.
Now listen to our logic. They say, you can go home. We just going to give you an escort home. She say, I refuse to have an escort home. You just got to detain me here. Have any of y'all guys ever been arrested or detained by the police and the police say, well, your license is suspended. We're just going to follow you and let you park your car. We're not going to arrest you. We're going to follow you home and let you park your car and don't get back in it today. And we're not going to arrest you. You say to the police, I don't want you to follow me home. Arrest me and impound my car right now. Can't make this up.
Unnecessary request.
I know you said that you expect some of your fellow Democrats to join you. I also know in another interview that you did right before us, you said that you have spoken with former Vice President Camala Harris. Tell us about that conversation.
Oh, just what a surprise. I mean, literally, you would never think, I just wouldn't think that what I do, one thing I did was take a stand. One person, I know I won't win, but I took a stand anyway. But the number of people and who it has reached, the magnitude of that one act of defiance, it can spark a movement, and you don't know who's watching or who's paying attention, but it just so happened that Vice President Camala Harris is paying attention to the people, and she called me to give me words of encouragement to continue to stay strong and fight.
Wow. Imagine being happy and excited about a phone call from Kamala Harris. This person.
I think what they're doing is they're cheating. They're cheating. They want to change the current system to make it bend toward the outcome they want. And so, if you believe the public reporting, they get a call that says, hey, redo your lines, even though the fallout is going to include exactly what you said, which is, taking the franchise, the vote, away from specific communities. And in the case of Texas,
Camala Harris is so stupid. She say, she don't even call you constituents or people. She said, they're taking away the franchise, which is the vote. The Negroes are our commodity, and we're franchising them. Pastor Hennessy.
Latino and Black voters. And diluting their votes. And this is not a census year. But this is a year with the big, beautiful bill and the unpopularity of it. And so they want to bend the rules. And I have to say that, those Texan legislators, good for them.
The Democrats, man, they turn complete and utter failure into victory. Now, I want to show you this. This is news out of Australia. This is when you're going to see Michelle Wu, the Chinese lady.
Boston received a letter.
The Chinese lady that runs, who's the mayor of Boston? I told you, Paul Revere, the British are coming, the British are coming. He should have been saying, the Chinese are coming, the Chinese are coming. Because look what she says. And I don't even care if y'all call me xenophobic. I don't want no Chinese representative. I can't go to China and represent China. I can't go to China and be a premier or be a governor in China. Not with my black behind. Chinese people consider us black devils. Did y'all know that? They're more racist than any other people that y'all would consider racist. Chinese people don't like you, but they don't mind telling you what to do. Check her out.
Letter from the Attorney General of the United States on official letterhead from the federal government threatening to prosecute city officials and withhold federal funds unless we cooperate with carrying out mass deportations. These threats are serious and consequential.
Okay, now think about that. She's the mayor of your city, full of illegal immigrants. She says, I'm not going to have the immigrants deported. And then the president say, well, then we won't give you any federal funding for the rest of your citizens. She said, well, don't give them nothing. Because these illegals mean more to me than an average citizen. I'm an immigrant. Why would I side with Americans? And I still get my check. So keep your federal funding, Mr. Trump. We don't want it.
But our same communities have told me loud and clear that silence in the face of oppression is not an option.
Joining me now is political advisor and commentator CJ Pearson. CJ, there you have it. According to the Boston mayor, deporting illegal immigrants is oppression. When are these democracy deniers going to understand that Donald Trump has a mandate from the American people to implement these policies? This is what he campaigned on.
You know, it's as if they've been living under a rock, Rita, right? You know, the American people, as you just said, did give President Trump a mandate to secure our southern border and to make America safe again. This is exactly what he is doing. When the American people voted...
I'm going to start there. Because by now I'm sure you get the picture. These liberal Democrats are voting against deportation, the safety of their communities, and basically just doing their job as representing the American people. They're using black women as human shields and putting them out front to represent the idiocy and lunacy of their entire party. Think about it. What are they accomplishing? Then they celebrating a call from Camala Harris, the biggest failure in political history. Think about it. If you are a Democrat and a liberal at this point, you might as well say that you're in opposition to the entire status quo of Americans, not government, the American worker, the American people on the ground. And as always, I know the trolls and the liberals and the Trump haters and all that, I know you're going to be in the comments saying the same type of stupid things that these Democrats are saying. So we'll see you in the comments. This is Detroit's HPTV, signing out of Detroit. As always, keep your head on a swivel, like, share, and subscribe. Peace and salute to all the patriots, you know.